Wow, 6 in a row feels nice, doesn't it? How are you? Great to have you with us here for Saints Tonight alongside my Super Bowl champ Scott Shanley and Hall of Famer Deuce McAllister. I'm Victor Howell. We will hear from our Saints insider Mike Neighbors a little later, and Eric Ritchie will take you behind enemy lines and get reaction from a very disappointed Tampa Bay locker room as their skid continues and the win streak continues for the Saints. Deuce, it was nice to see this two-game mini homestand come out the way it did with a big win. Is it the most important thing about this, though, the fact that this was another one in the South, because it sets up that huge December when it's all games in the division, so now you have two already in your back pocket?
Yeah, it definitely helps that these are all division games, you know, and I think for the Saints the most important part is they represented at home. They played really well at home, and they were able to come away with victories, but, you know, when you go back and look at it, it's still not a perfect game. It still wasn't the game that you feel really confident about as saying, hey, look, we're playing really well as a team. They're playing well in parts, but, you know, if they don't get some other areas cleaned up, it's going to cost them a game.
We have some fun on our Saints Game Day show every morning with Mike Neighbors when he does What's More Likely. And this morning, one of the questions was, who's the more disappointing teams? Well, of those listed, Tampa Bay was one. The Giants were one. I had picked the Giants, and they got boat raced today by the Rams. Right. I might have to flip over and agree with what Scott said. Tampa Bay, that was a dumpster fire on the other side of that sideline this afternoon, and the Saints showed it. Your key was about getting them early, getting them rattled, third straight week facing a quarterback that had questions. As we saw, Jameis Winston got knocked out. But you were right on it. That Tampa Bay team right now, that's a mess.
No, it never felt like a game. Even the overthrow early in the game with Ginn, you feel like, oh, that could be a play in this game. And none of those plays mattered because Tampa Bay is just not playing up to their potential, and they haven't all year. You start with a team being on Hard Knocks and being the talk of the NFL, and that's the most entertaining thing you're probably going to get from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers this year because it's not working on offense. Their defense has better players than what they're playing, and there's no confidence on that team, and they're pretty much they are out of this NFC South race. But today's game, the Saints did a good job of getting up on a team like that and keeping their foot on them and not letting them escape. And
we'll take you to the highlights and show you how they got on them early in this ball game. It might not be how you would have expected to see it. Jameis Winston trying to show his team. I ate at some really good restaurants in New Orleans, and I still have seasoning on my fingers. We don't know what this is all about, and the players are like, dude, what are you doing? After a field goal makes it 3-0, here's how the Saints jump on him with special teams play. That's Justin Hardy, who blocks the punt, gets the bounce, takes it back for the touchdown. The extra point, by the way, no good, and it's 9-0 Saints. Sean Payton celebrating special teams. Here it is again from the back view. He just goes right up the middle. Nobody puts a hand on him after that one initial touch, and you can see it's as clean gets with the blocked punt. Later, Drew Brees out of the shotgun. This is one you would like to have back. He puts it up deep, and look how wide open Ted Ginn Jr. is, and Drew Brees misses him. He would go over to him on the sideline afterwards, give him a big old hug. Deuce, what happened here?
Well, and these two, you know, we talked about being on the same page. This ball, you know, some people will say this is an overthrow, but he and Ted have to just get on that same page, you know, because Drew is leading him up, and I think Ted loses it a little bit. I mean, he can't find it located quick enough, and, you know, that's frustration from a quarterback that knows he had a big play to receive.
And here it is right here. Goes over, gives him some love, says, hey, we'll get back at it later. We'll make it better next time. Saints lead 9-0 after one. Let's go to the second quarter. Jameis Winston. This is while he was still in the game at quarterback. 3rd and 12 from the Saints 44. They've just crossed midfield, and Cam Jordan makes his way into the backfield, and he takes down Winston for a loss of 6. Saints get the ball back, and once again, we're going to be talking about some of the rushing game. Alvin Kamara comes left side. Uh-oh, wait a minute. Hold on a second. We're not supposed to see that. Mark Ingram, it was last week, 2 by Ingram on the ground. He knew about focusing and holding on the ball. Now we're seeing Kamara lose the ball. Deuce, it looks like he has it tucked. What happened? Just a good defensive play?
No, not a good defensive hustle play, but that ball is in the wrong arm. He has got to get it into the outside arm.
Take it out of the inside, put it to the other arm. It gave Tampa Bay the opportunity to create the turnover, and they did, and the Bucs would try to work on taking advantage. Winston to Deshaun Jackson, takes it across the middle, 14 yards. Then Peyton Barber with the rush. He's good for 9. Eventually, the drive would stall. Patrick Murray's going to come in from 50 yards out. He's good. Right down the pipe. And it's 9-3 Saints. They get the ball back. And we're going to see some more runs. And it looks like he had it on his mind, Deuce, to hold on to the ball, because when Kamara would get it in his hands, even off the screen, maybe he's still got to get it to the outside, but he's focusing on keeping it. 17 yards here on the screen. 3rd and 4 from the 30, and Brees is going to go back to him. And this is good for 11 yards, and the Saints keep it moving. 2nd and 17. Kobe Fleener, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the highlight reel. Fleener gets it, and he's gone for 33. Up the middle, makes a move, and takes it inside the 35-yard line. And then back to Alvin Kamara again. Another 33-yarder. This pass went all of about 1.5 yards, and he's going to do the rest. Watch him line it up from the outside, keeps his body balanced, hand on the ground, doesn't go down, and he gets into the end zone. Deuce, let's take a look at this one. Yeah, he's got to get the ball to the outside, but he uses that offhand to keep that balance, doesn't he?
Yeah, he definitely does, and he just does a great job of being able to run that sideline and just not going out of bounds, not quitting. You have Tampa players that kind of quit on there, but he has a great ability to be able to get tackled or almost tackled, but keep his balance. I mean, he goes down low, gets one hand on the ground, and he's able to pop back up for the score.
You see him just running right through white jerseys. He gets it into the end zone. It's 16-3 Saints. Later in the second, Winston to Adam Humphries. 9 yards on the completion here, but this is where Winston would exit the game stage left. You see how he gets hit, goes down, injures the shoulder. He's been battling a shoulder injury. We talked about it this morning where he did practice. Officially, he was listed as questionable, but of course, he wound up getting the start, but he would leave the game. Total yards in the first half, 217 to 88. Saints advantage, and they lead 16-3. We go to the third quarter. Saints have the ball, 1st and 10 from their own 28. Here it is. Angry Mark Ingram. We love Angry Mark Ingram. Look at him go to the outside. Up the middle, then he cuts it down, puts 2 hands on the ball. We saw that a lot after what happened last week. 32 yards on the game. Now Kamara, it's his turn as he goes right side. Takes it up, turns it back inside. 17 yards later, another first down for the Saints. 2nd and 4 now from the 6. Kamara's going to finish this one off. He takes it in. 2nd touchdown of the game. First time in his career that he scored 2 in one game, and it's 23-3. Saints comfortably on top of this one. Ryan Fitzpatrick then comes in at quarterback with Winston out of the ball game. We wouldn't see him anymore, or would we? More on that in a moment. Fitzpatrick to O.J. Howard. 6 yards here, but Howard can't. He coughs it up, and the Saints are right there on the spot to get the ball back. And this is what I loved about this play. Go right at him. We saw this from the Saints of years gone by. Don't even waste any time. One play, and Brees is up top to Ted Ginn Jr. Deuce, they must have talked about it. They got on the same page. Ginn Jr. with the touchdown of 36 yards. Then he jumps up on the wall. Watch the baby. He gets the ball, and then the baby freaks out. I know all about that. After a little crying, that's okay. He was smiling 2 minutes later. Everything was fine. He enjoyed it. The Saints are in charge. Hey, speaking of crybabies, this is what happened later in the game when we said we would see Jameis Winston. He's not playing, but he would come onto the field. Watch here. Hits Lattimore in the back of the head, then Martin turns around and then just gets blindsided by Mike Evans. And then it's just a melee on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers sideline. Sean Payton was livid when this happened, calling out officials, calling out the other bench. It's what brought the crowd back into this game after the Saints were comfortably in control, but you can see Payton is all over this one. I'm sure there are going to be some Tampa Bay Buccaneers getting a certified letter from the NFL offices because this was just a punk move and a cheap shot when Lattimore gets frustrated with it and then just gets decked. But you're going to hear from him in a moment, and you'll hear his thoughts on what happened. In the end, the Saints put this one away. Tampa Bay would get a score late, but by that point, this game was long over. Drew Brees goes 22 of 27, ultra efficient with 263 yards and 2 touchdowns. And once again, the rushing game so good for the Saints. Jameis Winston, a no-show. 7 of 13, 67 yards passing. He didn't do anything for the Bucs. The Bucs didn't do anything for themselves. And for the first time since 2011, the Saints are riding a 6-game win streak.
I know you guys want to connect initially in the game, but is it good to kind of make up for that pass later with the touchdown?
I mean, man, you play football, man. You can't get all of them. You know, you just go out and you just play your play, man. And good things happen, bad things happen. But, you know, we wanted that play, and we were just able to get another opportunity. We connected. 6
wins now, 1 shy of this season total the last 3 years for this football team. 6 in a row. What does that mean for you guys?
Oh, man, we're just taking it one day at a time, one game at a time, 1 week at a time. That's all we can really do.
Can you pinpoint what's special about this team right now?
Right now, man, we're just playing for each other right now, fighting to get better and trying to impress our teammates each game and just keep on fighting, keep on grinding. We're just taking it 1 game at a time, and we're just having fun with each other out there.
Let me ask you the same question that Mike Neighbors just posed right there. What do you see right now that is special about this team after that 0-2 start, as Scott and I said this morning, is so far back in the rearview mirror right now? 6 straight wins. What stands out to you?
Well, I think, it is. They're playing for each other, and they're having fun. That's one thing about it. I think the guys, they want to see who can create the turnover. They want to be the guy that can make the sack. And, just to say, hey, look, I got there first, or I was able to do this. But, they're still concerned, for myself, and I know for Sean and his group. Yes, they're excited. They've won 6 in a row. But there has to be concern that, you're having some little small things that continue to pop up. And right now, it would be on special teams that they have to get cleaned up, because you're going to play an opponent this week, Buffalo, that you can't have the fumble, you can't have the muff punt, you can't have 2 muff pumps where you don't recover one. You're going to lose games like that. You're playing teams that you're supposed to beat, but those mistakes will get you a loss against a team that you're not supposed to lose to.
Scott, and I know that's something you often emphasize when we talk about it on Saints Game Day, but right now they're playing well enough to get past some of those mistakes, and a lot of it, once again, we're going to look at this defensive side of the ball and what they did. And let's look at the run defense, what the Saints were able to do today against Tampa Bay. We knew Winston was coming into this game and he was hurt. They were going to need to find something, but they certainly couldn't find him in the rushing game. As we start off here, A.J. Klein and Alex Okafor, they get the tackle for loss on Doug Martin.
I think the one thing you're seeing with this Saints defense is this is a great example. A.J. Klein's running downhill, full speed through the gap. And what's going on defense right now, and you're seeing so many negative plays, is because they're coming downhill. And Dennis Allen, once you gain confidence in your secondary and your cornerbacks and your safeties, and you can play man, now you can put everybody in a gap, bring that heat. You're getting pressure from the front. And what I really am encouraged by is the linebackers. The linebackers are really playing sideline to sideline, coming downhill. And anytime you can get negative plays, it's so hard for offense coordinators to call plays when it's 2nd and 13, when it's 3rd and long. And that's what this defense is doing, is they're putting offenses in tough positions to call plays.
We talked about Marshawn Lattimore this morning on our Saints Game Day show, and certainly we saw it in the highlights there where he got involved in that scrum. Maybe he was involved in that because he only allowed 2 catches today. Once again, the NFL Defensive Rookie of the Month stepping up again. But it goes to what you're saying. How much of that now, Kenny Vaccaro, he's stepped up his game in the backfield. I know that injury is going to be a concern. We'll talk about that a little later. He's playing good. Lattimore's playing good. The linebacker, so now that front, can they open up their play a little more because they know the guys behind them, they have a lot more confidence in what's taking place behind them? Yeah,
there's no question. I think the one thing, and I've been critical of this Saints defense, and I've said the secondary kind of has been the Achilles heel the last 3 years, but this secondary is playing as good as they have in 3 years. And you start with the rookie cornerback Lattimore. He's everything they thought they were getting when they drafted him as high as they did. When you start getting those guys on the outside that you can trust and say, hey, you got your guy, I got my guy, let's unleash the linebackers in the front. Now you're seeing a defense playing aggressive, they're playing confident, and you can't underestimate confidence when it comes to defense. When a coordinator calls a defense, instead of thinking, I wonder if this will work, as opposed to, oh, this is going to work, I know exactly what I'm doing, there's no hesitation, and that's the way this defense is playing.
Tampa Bay, for a team, rushed today 25 times, got 87 total yards. Before we hear from Marshawn Lattimore, Deuce, I want to get your thoughts. We posed this with Scott this morning. There are teams, when it comes time to draft time, they're always trying to take that gamble on somebody that's going to fit. I mentioned him. St. Louis took a gamble on a linebacker from Nebraska. Certainly a team took a gamble on a guy from Ole Miss, and what you did. It was a fit. How about the fit you've seen from the Saints and Marshawn Lattimore after taking him 11th in the draft and what he's been able to do in his first year?
Well, to be honest, I don't necessarily say that they knew that they were getting in Marshawn Lattimore. I would probably say that they felt that he was more of a project just because of his resume. He'd only played 1 year truly at Ohio State. He had been banged up. He had been hurt a little bit. You saw a lot of potential. But then when you get this guy in the camp and you see him move, you see him open up his hip, you see him run, you say, hey, look, man, this guy could be pretty special. But then it's like when the lights came on, when the games actually started to happen, he is starting to take players away. And the defenses that Dennis is able to call where, hey, look, we're going man on this one side. I'm putting safety help on the other side. And then Crawley is playing so well with his confidence as well, then now these safeties are getting involved in the run game and they're able to, really blitz this quarterback. And that's because your corners are playing so well. So the fit has been really, really good for a team that has struggled to find. You had Bro, but he's been banged up. But so this team has struggled to find really a replacement since Jabari Greer.
Well, he certainly showed the reason that he was given the honor of Rookie of the Month as he stood up tall again today. And our Saints insider, Mike Neighbors, talked to Mr. Lattimore after today's win.
Just talk about the play with you and Mike Evans. Were you surprised, obviously?
Yeah, I was surprised. He a grown man. He snuck me from behind, but I get it. They was frustrated. It's football, though. So, I mean, it is what it is.
Were you surprised he wasn't ejected at that point?
Man, it didn't matter to me. I wanted to go at him, after that. So, I was glad he wasn't ejected. So.
From your standpoint, what did you see from Jameis Winston to start the whole altercation?
They were just talking on the sideline, and I was turned away, about to walk away, and he pushed the back of my head, you know, and that's, I don't play that. So, you know, I had to retaliate. But, you know, then Mike Evans came from and snubbed me from behind. So, I mean, it is what it is, though. So.
You held your own the rest of the game. Just talk about how it was with Evans after that.
I'm going to ask a fight after that. You know, every play, you know, we out there fighting. You know, it's bigger than football at that point when you do something like that. So, you know, I just had to go out there and fight, you know, hold my own. So.
Finally, your first year here with the Saints. Just talk about the development of this defense and your maturity and having only played for a handful of games.
You know, we just come together as a team, and I think we held them to like 113 passing, you know, and first 2 games, they was like 400. Quarterback was throwing for 400 yards on us, and you know, just to have that, you know, only holding 113, you know, that's great. You know, that's going to build us up, and we're going to, you know, keep on going. You know.
Marshawn Lattimore, very eventful game for him against the Bucs here in the Superdome. Back to you guys.
Mike, thanks so much. We will hear more from Mike in just a moment. We will also go behind enemy lines when Eric Ritchie gets reaction from the Tampa Bay locker room now that they're on a 5-game skid. And we will take a look at the other 2 teams in the NFC South that squared off today. Cam Newton showing why he had the nickname of Superman. We'll show you who came out on top of this one as we continue on Saints Tonight. Welcome back to Saints Tonight here on CST as we take a look at the final numbers. And Scott, as much as we talked about it last night about the college game between LSU and Alabama and the stats showing one thing and the final score showing another, these stats, true to form. You can see what the Saints dominated. Just start from the top and work your way down. The rushing yards, the total yards, you can see it was all New Orleans today.
Yeah, I think the one thing, anytime you lose a turnover battle in an NFL game and still win by 20 points, I think it's just plain and simple, you're a lot better than the team you played. Because not many times can you get away with that and still win a game by 20 points. But I think the Saints did a lot of good things today. Missed some plays out there, but the Saints are playing good football, but it was more today about how bad Tampa Bay is.
Deuce, you were talking about earlier how there's still things that need to be fixed. I know you're going to look at that turnover column and see that the Saints lost the turnover battle, but the penalties, at least it was somewhat clean as the Saints had the ball for 5 minutes more than Tampa Bay today.
Yeah, and, you know, the thing that you're probably most pleased about is that third down percentage. You would probably like to have 9 of 13, but, you know, looking at 7 of 13, that's still a little bit north of 50%. When you look at the rushing of 151 yards, you have to really, really be excited about that. And then, you know, to know how efficient Drew was, I think it was only 4 missed passes in the passing yards, and to think that you left an 85-yarder out there as well. You know, I think you're pleased with that. I mean, if I'm going to fuss, it's going to be because of those 2 turnovers.
Well, you said they'd be excited about the rushing game. We are, I know you are, and we want to focus on that. And let's look at what the Saints did. We talked about the Saints rushing defense earlier. Let's look at the Saints rushing on the offensive side. And I know it's great having you because you picked the little things. You've talked about Mark Ingram and some of his technique. You showed Alvin earlier on the one play talking about how that ball's got to get to the other side. But still, with some of those little things they can work on, very successful today, going north of 150 yards rushing. And again, we're seeing that balance from the Saints offense that you love to see so much. And we'll start with Kamara here out of the back. How he breaks through some tackles. It doesn't look like much, but in the end, it's a 6-yard gain.
Yeah, this is just him being able to move his legs. This is his outside zone slash play, and he just does a really good job on it. And this was just a lead. Mark finds a soft spot behind, I think that was right behind the right guard, Kelamente there, where he cuts back, and it's just a really nice run here. This is the bend play where Drew starts one way, he cuts it back, and, you know, a lot of different teams here run this play. If Mark can get up on the hip of Fleener there, you know, it's more yardage, but he does a really good job here of covering it up once he gets to that defender here. They run almost just like a bend, but it's a counter play this time with Fleener leading. You know, so many times you see Josh Hill and Who-Man are the lead guys, and now you have Fleener leading on that play. And, you know, it's just the same type of design as that one bend play Mark had, except now it's going to be a counter play with Fleener leading, and, you know, just a good job of just understanding, reading the blocks and running.
Well, once again, very good balance for the Saints on offense between the run game and the passing game. I told you before we came on the set, I tell you quite often, I enjoy listening to you and Jim Henderson call the game. I told you I was going to prove it. Come on. In the game, Jim Henderson was talking to you about the productions during one of the down parts of the game, and he was talking about the way they've been progressing today, and you said, I'm happy it's good, but I'm not going to give them an A. So, Professor McAllister, since you're handing out grades, where do you stand with the grades? 6-game win streak, they look good. I know it's not perfect, but you said you weren't giving them an A, so what grade do you give them right now and why?
Well, you know, it's the little things. It's the little things that they're doing, you know, and this is overall grade that you would look at. And, you know, you've won 6 games, but you still don't have any separation really in your division. You have to continue to win. And, you know, if I had to give a grade overall, it would probably be a B. And that would be, you know, it's good enough, but it's not the A+ that you strive for. And I think, you know, whether it's the small things, the penalties, but you go back and you look at that field goal, that first probably extra point is almost blocked. You know, they do end up getting one blocked. I mean, that first field goal is almost blocked, and it was a guy off the edge. They ended up blocking the extra point off the edge, but that's something that's going to come back and hurt this team. You know, you go back and look at the turnovers. I think they've had 7 or 8 turnovers in the last 3 games, 4 games, whatever it is. You know, but you started the first 4 games with no turnovers, and now these last 4 games, you have 8 turnovers. You've got to get that clean, and I think from a defensive standpoint, there's still some small things. You know, there's some small things, whether it's lane integrity where you have the quarterbacks that are running a little bit, or, you know, you have one guy that may get a pass interference. If they can clean that out, this could be a scary team.
Yeah, I agree. I think they're playing good enough football to beat some of these teams. You'd like to see the turnovers come down. But I think the one thing, maybe I won't be as harsh. Deuce is obviously a better offensive judge of what's going on. But I just look at those plays that we showed in the run game, and I think you got to give a lot of credit to this offensive line. When you show Mark running and you show Alvin running on those plays, they're not getting touched until 5 or 6 yards downfield. It's amazing. This offensive line and the offensive line coaches and all these guys need to be pretty proud of the way they're playing up there. Those guys are doing a great job week in and week out.
We had touched on the turnovers this morning on our show, talking about the fact that the Saints, remember, they were the last team standing, no turnovers through 4+ games. To your point, 7 turnovers in the last 3 games, add the 2 from today, and now it's 9 turnovers in the last 4 games. Yet they've been able to overcome that, and Deuce is a reason why I needed a teacher that graded on a curve. You can see how tough he is as a teacher. But we talk about that success. Alvin Kamara, first time in his career, 2 touchdowns in the same game, total yardage, rushing and receiving, north of 150 yards. And our Saints insider Mike Neighbors talked to him after the game.
But this was the first game you really had adversity. How good does it feel to bounce back from that?
It feels great. You know, I just, you know, Coach Thomas and Coach Payton, I'm just happy that they didn't, they didn't lose faith in me and came back the next drive and, you know, got some balls and was able to score a touchdown. So, I mean, you just got to bounce back from things like that. You got to have a short memory, and that's what I try to do. You know, got some encouraging words from the O-line and Mark. I mean, so we put it together.
Talk to Justin Hardy about his big play. This rookie class making plays in all 3 phases.
Yeah, I mean, it's great, you know, to just look around and be like, man, this is a class I came in with, and it's like guys that are making impacts, you know, everywhere. Like you said, special teams, defense, offense. I mean, it's like you kind of lose sight of it. And then, like, when I'm looking around, I'm like, man, we're making an impact.
Finally, 7 wins for this team, season total the last 3 years. You already have 6. Talk about the role you guys are on.
We're just trying to keep it going. Just keep preparing, you know. We want to know this week. Next week we got another game, so we just got to prepare and not lose sight of what we're trying to do.
Thanks for your time. Alvin Kamara, nice bounce-back effort against Tampa Bay Bucks. Back to you guys in the studio.
Mike, thanks so much, and we're getting ready to take you behind enemy lines, but I told Deuce I had 2 instances of his conversation on the air today, and I wanted to bring up the second one while we were talking about the Saints, and Scott, feel free to chime in on this one, too, in just a moment. Jim Henderson asked you, where's Willie Snead? Now, I'm not bringing him up today because he muffed the punt reception. That's something you're focusing on, the little things. But for the last 2 seasons, Willie Snead's been the 3rd leading receiver on this team. We talked about the impact of them missing him early in the season because of the off-season incident, and he missed 3 games. But since then, he's been inactive for 2 games. He's played 3 games, and Willie Snead has a total of 3 targets and 1 catch, and all of that came in 1 game. This is something I know Jim asked you during the broadcast. Is this just a point where the Saints have gotten comfortable with the other guys who have stepped up, or what? Because we had a lot of expectations for Snead. Right now, you can't find him. Yeah,
and I think Willie had a lot of expectation as well for himself, you know, and to being involved in this offense. And I think for him, it has to continue to evolve. You know, the one thing, he was a starter, quote-unquote, for this team. He was a guy that was, when they went to the 3-receiver set, it was him instead of Coleman. He was the guy on the first kickoff team. It was him and Tommy Lee, I think, as returners. And he's just got to continue to earn that trust, not only of Drew, but I think it's more of Sean. And CJ is probably the most demanding coach that you're going to have, Curtis Johnson. But, you know, he is going to have to find his way with this offense for this unit to really click. Now, they're putting up numbers. They put up 400 yards, so it's not like they're missing him totally, but I think he just gives them a different dimension.
You've seen it. We've seen this where players are trying to work their way, whether it's offense or defense, trying to work their way back in.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the one thing with Willie is he is proof with how fast things can change in the NFL. It wasn't long ago where he was frustrated with his contract. Then he gets in a little bit of trouble. He misses the games. Then he gets hurt. And just like that, you have other guys working in the system. And if there's any offense in the NFL that is kind of a plug-and-play system, it's the Saints. You talk about what Coach Payton does and getting matchups all over the field. If you're not there, if you're not at practice and you're out for a few games, he's going to find different people to get the ball to. And that's what he does. That's why he's a successful offensive coordinator and a head coach. But Willie Snead, you can't miss that much time because they got to keep the train keeps moving with or without you. And so when that happened, you know, not really the writing was on the wall, but it's tough to miss that much time and have people develop that trust.
Yeah, well, I see you nodding in agreement. And to your point, they've won 6 straight. So a lot of people want to know where he is, but the fact of the matter is the Saints have found success, whether he's been there or not.
Well, and then the Saints, they try to get him involved, you know, because he was back there on the punt just to fair catch it. And that's what he goes and he does. And, you know, he just takes his eyes off of it a little bit, and it hit him in the shoulder pad. And, you know, Sean is trying to, you know, give him some confidence.
Give him the chance.
Yeah, well, not only that, but even when he comes to the sideline, he's trying to encourage him a little bit. But the Saints want him to be involved. And so that was their way to, hey, look, let's put Snead back there. He's going to be a little sure-handed, and then he muffs it.
So maybe now's the mental challenge more than anything else to get yourself to get back into it. Fair enough. Had to at least ask you about that as well. Of course, when the Saints are playing at home, we give you both sides of the stories. It's not another good story on the other side of the sideline. Now the Buccaneers, having lost 5 straight, they're a mess. But Eric Ritchie ventured into their locker room to get a report behind enemy lines.
Our focus behind enemy lines for this game was actually twofold. Yeah, sure, we wanted to get reaction from one of those LSU linebackers, but what trumped that was reaction to the melee that happened on the Tampa Bay sideline. We start with Jameis Winston, who said he told Marshawn Lattimore to go to his own sideline. And as for that retaliatory hit on Lattimore from behind by Mike Evans?
Well, Marshawn Lattimore pushed his quarterback. I just let my emotions get the best of me. I thought 20 to pick a fight with my quarterback, and I just let my emotions get the best of me. Something I shouldn't have did. It was very childish. I shouldn't have did that. I'm professional.
You saw the shove?
I just saw the shove, and then I thought he was going after Jameis, and I was trying to protect my quarterback, but you know, I let my emotions get the best of me, like I said.
Are you concerned about discipline for that play?
Yeah, I mean, I want to play. You know, I want to help my team, but you know, the league's gonna do what they're gonna do. You know, I'm gonna protect my quarterback no matter what. But I shouldn't have did that. You know, I shouldn't have. That was kind of malicious. I shouldn't have, you know, hit him in his back like that. Should have just shoved him away to try to break it up. But you know, I reacted too quick. I shouldn't have did it.
I heard a report on what happened from people that did, but I didn't really see what happened there. That's definitely not the way we want to represent ourselves if it was in fact the way I was told.
And yes, we did get a former LSU linebacker as we sat down with Kendall Beckwith, whose only NFL game he ever attended as a fan was a Saints game in 2005 at Tiger Stadium when they played who else but Tampa Bay.
It would have been great to come down here and, you know, get a win, but I mean, it's always good to be back home. You know, I got a lot of love, and I mean, I grew up here, so, you know, it's a Louisiana will, you know, be in my heart, you know, so it's good to be back. I know I had a lot of family here watching me, so I mean, it was cool.
Was it everything that you kind of dreamed as a little guy? You know, going
absolutely. It definitely was. It's crazy to see dreams come true right before your eyes, you know. I mean, the Saints, they did a good job. I mean, I think they had a great game plan. They did a good job, you know. I mean, we just got to execute better.
Did you watch LSU Alabama last night?
Absolutely. I feel like we played good ball. Let them guys, they played good ball. You know, the score didn't say the same, but you know, I think they played pretty good.
And unlike that scary injury a week ago to Bears tight end Zach Miller, good news to report on Will Golston, who was stretchered off the field. He will be flying home with the team. Behind enemy lines at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome, I'm Eric Ritchie for Saints Tonight.
Eric, thanks so much, and that's great news at the end because that was quite a long pause in the game. There was a lot of concern. Second straight week seeing an opponent come in like that and then seeing a stretcher coming out, but it's good to see that he was able to fly back with his team. We talked a lot about the run defense. We showed you the run offense. Of course, there's special teams, and Deuce was pointing out earlier some of the mistakes that have to be cleaned up, the kicking game, the punt returns, but how about the punt block? It was interesting, Deuce, to hear Sean Payton after the game when he was asked about it, said, I have to go see the film. He was focused on something else. It had to do with the six-man front, and it wasn't a pure block.
No,
Did you see the same thing?
Yeah, there was a holdup. It was actually a holdup. You know, if you go back and you look at it, it was the guy that had gotten, I think it was Bond, was his last name. He was the one that got the penalty before, and so he is the up back. He is responsible for the #1 guy. Where Hardy lined up, he swimmed right inside, and he kind of chips him to try to get out early, and it was a hold-up block. I mean, the Saints were literally trying to hold him up to return it. They were not trying to all-out block, and he just does a poor job, and Hardy just is up the middle.
I guess if you've got that wide-open avenue, you might as well take it, right? Because Hardy had it, and he went right up the gut, and that's how the Saints got the first touchdown and took the momentum and really put it all on the black and gold side. Mike Neighbors talked to him about the big play after the game.
This play really set the tone for this team. How good does it feel as a rookie to help set a tone in a game like this?
I feel like I worked hard to be in this position. You know, I'm not surprised at all that it happened for me because in practice, I worked hard. Off season, I worked hard. Just when nobody believed in me, I believed in myself, and I worked hard. So it's just hard work paying off, that's all.
You anticipated that 100%. I mean, you were all over that play. Just talk about what you saw in the play and how fulfilling it was to make it.
Yeah, well, they blocked down the wrong way, left me free, you know, and it was just, I just seen a clear path, and I was so surprised that it was so clear, but the coaches talked about it all week, you know what I'm saying? So I was just so glad that I was in the position. And then, of course, I got speed enough to get to the ball, so.
What is it about this rookie class? From top to bottom, you guys are making plays. That has to feel good as a class.
Yeah, I believe it's just the older guys just striking, bringing us along, you know what I'm saying? And we are playing for each other. It ain't even about, like, just the rookie or the vest. Like, I think we all just, as a collective team, we all just bonding, you know, and we go hang out and stuff, and everybody just growing better relationships, you know what I'm saying, and winning, you know, that makes it even better.
Finally, I did my research. Your last touchdown, I believe, was as a wide receiver at Illinois against Western Kentucky almost 3 years ago, over 3 years ago.
Yeah, I only scored one touchdown in college, so for this to be a touchdown, you know what I'm saying, my first NFL season is like a wow to me, you know, because those type of things don't ever happen. They don't happen every day.
That was as a wide receiver, not a cornerback, right?
Right. So whenever they say defensive back now, I still be like, what? But I'm glad I made the transition. You know, I love Coach AG. You know what I'm saying? He's probably one of my favorite coaches. So, yeah.
Appreciate it. Rookie Justin Hardy setting the tone for the New Orleans Saints and their win against the Bucs. Back to you guys in the studio.
Mike, thanks. He certainly did with that big play, and it was a nice, smooth afternoon for that man right there. We told you his numbers earlier. Drew Brees, very efficient. Didn't need the big numbers, but had a couple big plays that were more than enough for the Saints to get the win. We'll hear from the Saints QB next on Saints Tonight. You mentioned earlier 22 of 27 on the day for 263 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's the stat line for Drew Brees. And Scott, I was texting you throughout the game. That real quick turnaround there late. They get the ball back, and on one play, you take a shot. It reminded me of your years back in the day in the black and gold. Saints had the chance, put your foot on their throat, and Drew Brees did it with the Ted Ginn Jr. touchdown pass.
Yeah, that play was a perfect example because that's what Coach Payton does, and you haven't seen it as much, and a lot of it is because the defense hasn't been forcing turnovers or getting that type of field position. But as a defensive player, I know we always alerted when you get in that shot area just across the 50, watch out for those plays, and nobody does it better than Coach Payton and Drew Brees in dialing up those plays.
They certainly dialed it up indeed. We saw the overthrow he had earlier, but he certainly nailed that last one on target. And afterwards, as he always does, Drew stopped by with Mike Neighbors to give his thoughts on the big win.
6 in a row for Drew Brees and the Saints, and you win in different ways, but this was really balanced effort once again.
Yeah, it was. Ran the ball well, really effective. We always talk about run game efficiency, you know, and regardless of how many times, it's, you know, I think we were 4.7 average and came through with some big third down runs there at the end that really, you know, both guys, Kamara and Mark, screen game was good to those guys as well. And we're able to make some big plays in the passing game too. I mean, I think the game kind of busted the game open there with the drive at the end of the half to get points, which was huge. And then you get 2 in a row coming out in the third quarter. You know, we drive right down after a couple of big plays, score a touchdown, and then defense gets a turnover, we turn that. So all of a sudden, 21 points, you know, are scored very, very quickly. And, man, those are big momentum changers. And man, it felt like defense really did a great job with this super explosive offense like they are. You know, really kind of held their playmakers in check. And it's just a great team win.
Justin Hardy sets the tone after you guys jump ahead 3-zip. What about these rookies for you guys? They're making plays everywhere, aren't they?
Hey, listen, everybody's got a role, you know, and everybody's role is so important. And just the momentum that creates, you know, that was You know, when you can, you know, we go down and get points as an offense. We take the ball to start the game, you know, and we go down and get points. Hey, that's good. That's momentum. Defense stop, block, punt, touchdown. I mean, you know, all of a sudden it's, you know, you just feel like, man, the momentum is, and the Superdome's rocking and the fans are going crazy. And so it's a good atmosphere to be in.
Alvin Kamara's had a lot of good moments. He really hasn't faced adversity, faced it in this game and bounced back. How impressed were you with the way he bounced back after losing the football?
Yeah, that was good. That was good. You know, listen, we asked him to do a lot, and as we move forward, you know, his role and responsibility just continues to get, you know, bigger and bigger. But, man, he's got a great role model in Mark Ingram, a guy who's such a pro and such a, you know, a workhorse and so focused at his craft. And, you know, those two guys as a 1-2 punch has been, you know, really phenomenal. I think they push each other. You know, but also they're each other's biggest, you know, fan. And so, listen, as we go along here, you know, we ask those guys to do a lot. And the great thing is they're both so versatile that whoever's in the game, we can do anything we want to do. You know, it's not like we're limited one bit.
Your efficiency was good once again. Great. I know you wanted that one pass deep to take in back, but you come back and you find him later. That had to feel good too.
Yeah, it was a very similar play too. I mean, as far as the type of ball that needed to be thrown. You know, there's a little variability on kind of the type of throw that first one would be and where you place that ball, and I just kind of guessed wrong, you know, and left it too far outside and didn't really give him a chance. So that one hurt because that one would have been a big one.
6 in a row now after starting 0-2. What's special about this team in your eyes?
Well, I mean, listen, we're playing with a lot of confidence. I think the best thing is we've won 6 games in a row, and we haven't played our best football yet. I think our best is yet to come. As I think back to this game, I can already think of 5 different things that we can do better that would have scored us 14 more points, you know, or 17 more points. And defense is looking at it the exact same way. So I think when you continue to find ways to get better, then you know you've got something, and you're winning at the same time. That just tells you, gosh, how good can we be if we really start playing our best football?
And finally, you've been a part of some great teams here. You had winning streaks in 2013, of course, the Super Bowl season. Every team's different. I mean, I could talk about the 06 team. Do you really see a difference in this team, or can you compare this team to any of those other teams?
Nah, I mean, not going to do any comparisons yet. We still have a lot of football left to be played, but I like the direction we're going. I like how hungry guys are. I like the competitive drive that guys approach each and every day and each and every practice with. I mean, the energy you see on game day is what we see in practice every day, you know, and when it happens in practice, it happens in the game, it carries over, it validates everything that you're doing throughout the week, and that's, when you hear me talk about the process, that's the process, you know, so if we continue to focus on the process, the result will take care of itself.
I had to try, though. I had to give it a shot.
I hear you.
All right, thanks for your time.
Yeah.
All right, Drew Brees, how about this stat, guys? Only 2 other teams in NFL history, modern NFL history, have started 0-2 and won their next 6. The 93 Cowboys and the 2007 New York Giants. What do they have in common? They won a Super Bowl. All right, I know it's early. Just wanted to throw that out there. That's a story here in the Superdome. Back to you.
Mike, slow that cart down, my man. We still got to get to Buffalo first. Hey, Buffalo was in action today against the Jets. We'll have those highlights and get ready to wrap things up here on Saints Tonight. Coming into today, the NFC South had played the fewest games within the division, only 2. Carolina had been involved in both of those. The loss to the Saints, the win over the Bucs. Today, they played the Falcons while the Saints were playing Tampa Bay, and let's take it to Carolina. Matt Ryan to Mohamed Sanu, 6 yards on the touchdowns. Falcons up 10-0. Second quarter, this is where Cam gets the Superman nickname. You saw him tearing the jersey open earlier. Whee! From 2 yards out. Now, the ball comes loose, but they would take another look at it, and you'll see that the ball, as he extends it, the big man at the quarterback position, look at the reach. As he does it, he still has complete control as he crosses the goal line. Then it hits the back of the helmet. That's a touchdown. 14-10 Panthers at the break. Fourth quarter, just over 8 minutes to play. It's now 20-10 Carolina. Golden chance for a touchdown, and Julio Jones can't catch it. Matt Ryan put it right on the numbers. He loses it. Carolina's like, that's all right. We'll take that. Fourth quarter now. Later, just over 3 minutes to play. Matt Ryan to Tevin Coleman. Coleman does most of the work here. 19 yards to make it 20-17. Minute 48 to go. And Atlanta, believe it or not, gets the ball back. They've got one last chance. Fourth down. Ryan back to pass, and it's incomplete. Carolina had 201 rushing yards. Atlanta, 51 rushing yards. How about that for discrepancy? Carolina's a half game behind the Saints as they get the win by the score of 20-17. So let's take a look at the up-to-the-minute standings in the South Division. Again, riding that 6-game win streak. The Saints up at 6-2, and of course, they've got the win in their back pocket over the Carolina Panthers. And as we focused on so much, December is the blitz month. 5 games, 2 against the South, then a game against the Jets, and then you end the season in the South with the final 2 games. And, of course, the last game of the season will be at Tampa Bay. The Atlanta Falcons will be here in New Orleans on Christmas Eve. So, yes, the Saints have to play the Jets, but before they play the Jets, they have to play the Bills. Those 2 teams played on Thursday night. And let's take you to this ball game and how it played out. Second quarter, Jets at home, up 7-0. Tyrod Taylor to Zay Jones. It's good for 10 yards, and we're tied at 7. Third quarter, the Jets have opened up a 17-7 lead, and they're going to add to it. Matt Forte, you remember him, New Orleans, former Tulane Greenway from 10 yards out. 24-7 Jets. And this is 4 days after Forte called out the Jets' offensive scheme for not rushing the ball enough. So they give him the ball, and you got to like when Forte can back it up. Fourth quarter, same score, and it's Forte again. He dances in from 4 yards out. 77 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns for the former Greenway standout, and the Jets beat the Bills 34-21. I'm not sure I can figure out either one of these teams. The Bills looked unbelievable earlier in the season. Now they've lost 2 of their last 3. The Jets have won 2 of their last 3. The Bills, though, they've won 2 of the last 3, but they have the most recent loss. That was against the Jets Thursday night, and that's where the Saints are going. The 2-game homestand, very nice. You got the wins, part of a 6-game win streak. 2 of your next 3 are on the road. Buffalo, the weather can always be an issue, and it's an up-and-down team. So the focus for New Orleans is what?
Well, I mean, in this weekend, it's supposed to be nasty as far as the weather is concerned. So the Saints, you know, you have to always focus on controlling, taking care of the football and controlling what you can control. And so, you know, when you look at it from that aspect, you're playing a pretty good defense. They've traditionally been a pretty good defense. Offensively, you know, it starts with stopping McCoy. If you can't stop McCoy, then it's going to be a long, long game for you. So, you know, you want to take him away and make Tyrod Taylor a thrower. I mean, but for the Saints, take care and control what you can control, and that's, you know, not giving them anything, you know, not giving them the extra possessions and turning the football over.
So while the weather's nasty and you'll be packing a big coat, Scott and I will be comfortable here in the studio, so have a safe trip. But Scott, does the emphasis know if the weather is nasty, how does it change things, especially on the defensive side when you're having to play in what could be some adverse weather?
Well, I think the one thing the Saints have done well, and the old adage and the old saying is what travels well in football is a run game and good defense, and the Saints have been doing both those things very well. So I like their chances going on the road. This, to me, is a true trap game, because the one thing after playing in Buffalo, you go play in this stadium, and it's like playing in a college or a high school stadium. It doesn't get the emotions going very much to go up to Buffalo, or it never did for me. But this Buffalo team is talented. And the one thing I'm interested in is seeing the Saints defense against Tyrod Taylor. He's a little bit streaky throwing the ball, but like Deuce said, he can run. He's one of the fastest quarterbacks in the league. How does that change what the Saints have been doing?
Well, we will talk much more about this game next Sunday morning at 10:30, Saints game day. Mike Neighbors will be in Buffalo. He'll give us a report from the stadium. Scott and I will be here in the studio to get you set for the game. And then don't forget, next Sunday night, when it's all done, we'll be right back here to wrap things up on Saints Tonight. Deuce will join us from Buffalo when he has a chance to talk to Mike. Mike will have all of the insight from the Saints locker room, and we'll see if we can talk about 7 wins in a row. We've got a week to get ready for that one. We thank you for ending your Saints game day with us here on CST. For Mike Neighbors, Eric Ritchie at the Superdome, Scott Shanley, and Deuce McAllister, I'm Victor Howell saying good night from all of us at CST.